Beautiful day. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. And today we got, what was it, 2/10 of rain last night, just like we thought that we would. That's why I'm kind of glad I stayed late. And I didn't really stay too late, but I'm glad I got that other field sprayed. That's another 100 acres I don't have to do. But on the bright side, my field got planted. Let's go have a look-see. What do you guys think? Just pulling up here, and I see planter marks. Nice. Ew, we got weeds starting to grow. Gonna have to get out here and spray this soon. But I'm gonna drive out here because we're gonna look at A, that tile drainage spot to see how wet it was, and B, let's dig and see, check out my corn. You guys remember on yesterday's video, card right here, I explained a little bit on what actually broke and what we fixed. Curtis actually came out and leveled out all those mounds, so that was nice, made it much easier to plant through. A little bit chillier today, a lot breezier, so I know I wouldn't be able to spray even if I was ready to, which I'm not, because I got to do some maintenance and stuff on the sprayer. But here we go. There's the tile line that they put in. It looks like he just went right through it. This really drained very nicely. Yeah, this drained really well in the last day and a half. Yeah, drainage is very key. What I mean by that is subsurface drainage, basically pipe underground, taking away the excess moisture. So it looks good. My first corn crop that I will fully own. Well, the FSA technically owns it because I only own 10% right now because that's all I can afford. But my roughly $600,000 loan and I have planted our first corn crop. That's solely ours. Pretty exciting. Yeah, it's not my first corn crop because I had 5 acres of corn last year, but I'd say 60 acres is a little bit different than 5. So that's pretty neat. I'm very excited. Let's do some digging. Let's find my first corn kernel. Sometimes I see that the trench doesn't seal up fully. So this is the seed trench. Planter rolls through, opens it up, and doesn't close it all the way at times. I don't love that. Yeah, there she is. Oh, she's starting to germinate already. This hasn't even been in the ground for... Oh yeah, she's starting to germinate, starting to swell up. Hasn't even been in the ground for 18 hours. Cool. And I just want to point it out again, guys. Earthworms. We have them. But I thought if you use anhydrous, you'll kill the earthworms. This farm has had anhydrous on it for 20 years. Look for another one. The ground's definitely a little tacky, that's for sure. But as it should be after a rain. There's another one. Yeah, so she's just starting to swell up and germinate. Cool, that's my first corn crop. Off to a good start. So you guys are probably wondering, what am I doing up here when it's really windy and we just got some rain? I am gonna work on my sprayer. So let's head up there. I also gotta change the oil on the old girl. Just put a lot of miles on this spring. I think 10,000 miles in the last month and a half. It's not bad, especially for leaving for 5 days. So let's head to the farm. And here we got coming is Big Blue. Looks like the boys are hauling manure right now. Trying to get all the manure hauled out and our bed pack all cleared out. That way we can get all of our cattle yards all cleaned out before there's no fields to spread manure on. We always try to do that once a year. You know, we save a bean field last one out of the year just to basically clean everything out, because we can only haul manure on open fields. That's best bang for a buck, best money, as well as it's doesn't make much sense to really haul it in the same spot. That's honestly just more dangerous because you're putting all that stuff to erode away. So that's why we save one bean field for last. We just wait till we clear out everything, then we plant it. So the quicker we can get all the manure hauled on there, the faster we can plant it. Nathan got done with everything up north. That means all of our beans are done except for that last field. Got the oil filter, I'm sorry, not the oil filter, engine air filter, and I'm trying to burn myself. Cabin air filter, got that changed right now, and I'm just dropping the oil. I'm changing the filter out, which, so that's done draining. Now I'm going to change the filter out, which is a stupid design. 1.25 inches it takes, and I don't have much for it. Look, I got a socket kicking around. I got it broke loose. Well, that was a massive pain in the neck. Yeah, GM, could you make it any more harder to change the oil filter on this 2017 Equinox? Stupid engineers, am I right? Got her taken care of. Got the plug back in. I'll just tighten that up, dump oil in, and then we'll get moving on to actually working on the sprayer. Gotta throw grease at it and a couple other things. I just got done. Nathan just got back with the 8050. That took an hour longer than I was expecting. Didn't have the right tools here, so I found a swivel buried deep in there. Yeah, it's a really crap design case to have your, Chevy GM to have your engine oil filter pointed towards the engine, so that way you can literally only get in there with an 1¼ inch socket and a massive 45-degree swivel. That's a blast. Oh well, I think we're good to go. Button this sucker up, back this unit out of here. I always hate the starting your engine up after you run the oil, after you change the oil. Reset. 782. I'll try and mark it up there somewhere. Walking over the sprayer, I almost forgot. I always got to clean up your mess. Dropped a little oil. Whoops. Luckily we got sawdust for that. At least we should have sawdust for that. Really? There we go. Slap some absorbent down. Gotta keep your things nice. Well, I'll be dang. Boys are out working ground and putting seed in the ground. I didn't think we'd be doing that, so we got 1/10 of an inch, but it must have dried up already, which, I mean, it did. So that's because they're out there. I wouldn't have been able to spray today because it was really windy. So I guess it is what it is. So I'm just gonna get out and basically get this thing greased up. I gotta do some fixing, try to get some O-rings replaced. Basically, I'm ready to go for a big day tomorrow. I'll hopefully get up here by 10:30 or so, and I'm gonna put a big day, and I'm gonna try to get 300 acres of some really rough stuff. If I can get 300 acres done, that'll be a big day. So yeah, so Pat's putting seed in the ground, and Curtis is working ground ahead of Pat. Unfortunately, we just had a track issue on the Cat, as in the tracks are splitting apart. That's not good. So we're gonna have to go look into that. And Nathan's out hauling manure. Lower this bad boy down so I can work on everything all right. Let's start greasing. Lower this bad boy down so I can work on everything all right. Let's start greasing. So again, how I grease, guys, is I go through and wipe all the grease nipples or zerks or whatever you want to call it, and I start greasing. Usually like to break it up well you don't miss anything. So I'll do basically all the axles and chassis, then I'll do the left hand boom, then I'll do the right hand boom. Clear as mud. Here comes someone. Hot dang. Nathan. Haul manure out of butches. Ran out of grease. Pop the old one off. Slap this guy. You gotta make room for your grease gun. Slap that guy in. Pop the tab. Why they do it like this, I have no clue. But that's how they do it. All ready to go. Be slapped in the grease gun. Tighten her up. And let it pee everywhere because it's stupid. Why it does that? No clue. I think we just got a bad tube. Now we're good to go. Back to the fun job, greasing. So if I get this done in a timely manner, I might try and go crop scouting for a little bit, seeing how my weed kill is doing. If I don't get enough time, we'll do that tomorrow. If I don't have time then, well, get to it at some point. Greasing is so fun, but it's important because if you don't grease, you're not going to have much of a sprayer left because you'll have all your pins and bushings worn out. As you guys can see, I got a lot of loose zip ties I need to tighten back up. A lot of loose everything. Right here, this connection right here, you can actually kind of see it's halfway sheen. I think that O-ring's bad in there because that's a spray pipe we fixed earlier this year, so that doesn't surprise me. I'm prone to errors. This thing is shot. I have a feeling these wires are ground down and just done. So I'm going to try and just move this sensor, because how I fix a lot of ag stuff, if I can, it's called swap gnostics. So if I can take the part that's broken and switch it to another part that isn't broken, if the problem follows it, that means this part is bad. So what I mean by that is it's either a harness issue or a sensor issue. So to rule out that it's a harness issue, I'm going to go ahead, or sorry, to rule out that it's a sensor issue, I'm going to take this bad sensor, what I think is bad, move it over to this spot and plug it in. And if it doesn't work, that's our issue. So let's try it. Like I said, I think that this is my issue right here. That's what I think. Let's yeet this guy out of here. Now what I'll do is I'll fire it up. I'll turn on the sensors, see if they're working. And then if they don't, and when they are, I should say, I'm gonna unplug this harness here. I don't like there's just exposed wires. Don't love that. I'm gonna fix that. Anyway, I'm gonna see if they're working. Then if it does working, unplug this harness, plug this harness in. And if it goes from good to bad, then that's my issue. Now I gotta take 2 minutes and let the Pro 700 fire up. So once I do all this stuff, I'm probably gonna fuel up, just that way I don't have to do it tomorrow. That way, as soon as I get up here tomorrow, I'm just gonna hit the ground running and go. It's a goal at least. Do. Any day now, Pro 700. I honestly would rather watch paint dry than watch the Pro 700 beep up, because the beeps will drive you crazy. A fence will never yell at you or beep at you 5 seconds out of every day. This won't happen. Well, no beeps? What? Very confused. Alrighty. So I'm at 0 right now. That's because got one unplugged. Outer sensors enabled. 42 inches. Perfect. Let's go ahead and unplug it and plug it back in. Oh, got a phone call. Hello. Hey, look, it's not working. I just swapped the sensors. Now let's go swap them back. The only reason I'm not 100% sure right now is I don't know if I have to reboot it for it to like update. I wouldn't think so, but let's go unplug it. And if that says 32 or 42 whenever I get back, we found our issue. Then that's just an easy fix. Well, easy fix, not a cheap fix. But it's needed in my area of the country because we need automatic boom control. It's ridiculous how choppy some of our ground is. And this wouldn't be the first time that I wrecked one. Remember the first year I started spraying, smacked one into a telephone pole. Not my proudest moment. Don't judge me. You can hear the judgment through the camera lens. This is the no judgment free zone. You gotta remember, I'm a millennial and my feelings get hurt. Not as bad as Gen Zers, but they do. Survey says, found our issue. 42. Cool. Now I'm gonna leave that off. I'm gonna go ahead and tear it apart, get the sensor out, because all that black part is just the housing. Just gotta get the sensor out, and then I'll be golden. I'll run by Kuhnau's in the morning, get that new sensor, pop it on, and we'll be ready to roll. Gotta love my uncle's electrical job. Break something? Just throw some tape over it, it'll be fine. Ooh, I might have found our problem. Cut wire. This might be cheaper than I thought last time. We shall see if I can get it apart without breaking any more. I think the sensor's probably still good, but we have a snipped wire, as you can see. Got this tape on good, Patrick. Got this tape on really good. How in the heck did you get this tape on so good, Pat? So, as you can see, that's not right. And this other one's cracking out too. So I think what we're gonna do is just snip this off, shorten it a couple inches, and then re-pin it, slap it back together, and call it good. At least that's what I'm hoping we do. Be the cheapest thing to do, that's for sure. And you know, if you know my family at all, if we can do it on the cheap, we'll do it. Let's see if I can go fix the other one. See if I can find some more to fix. 'Cause that one's, it's weathered. That's probably the biggest thing. What that means is it sat in the sun for too long, and the sun actually bakes the plastic. Just like it makes paint fade, it'll make the plastic liner around wires fade, and eventually they just get brittle and they crack out and then they break like that. Okay, this guy. Why in the world they ever had bare wires not covered up? News to me. What's worse, getting tape to start or a 5-gallon bucket released? My opinion, 5-gallon bucket all day, any day of the week. But hopefully that fixes a future issue. And I had 4 or 5 grease zerks not take, so sometimes grease won't take if it's you know, in the wrong spot. So like this guy didn't take. I had a heck of a time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and raise it up, fold it, that'll move it. So hopefully there's just a pinch point and the metal is actually just right against the zerk and it just won't take. So if you move it, so when you suck this hydraulic line in, hopefully it'll work. Here comes Curtin the cat. He has some issues. I'll be able to show you that here in a bit, but it's not good. That's gonna cost us in the tens of thousands of dollars to fix. Not good at all. Not good. Yeah, you got a couple spots. Kurt's got to head out and bring Patrick's seed, so I'm going to pull forward as far as I can to let him out of here without breaking anything. That should work right there. And there he goes. Bye-bye. This guy actually started leaking on me like a lot, so I wonder if I got an O-ring that's bad. Still got chem in there, but it should be about out because I ran it dry yesterday. So we'll just let it drain out. And I think that's the last thing that I got to do with it that I need to do besides just zip tie everything. So try to get this taken care of and put her away, put fuel in it. So Nathan's still hauling manure. Pat's slinging seed up at the Kuhnau farm right now. Curtis went to bring him seed and I'm working on this sprayer. So I think that leak that I was seeing, I think, is because there's not an O-ring in there. Just a guess. But I think there's supposed to be an O-ring in there. So I'm gonna go put one in there. But first, I see my grandma working in the garden. Nothing I'm doing is urgent right now. I'm gonna go up and hang out with her for about 15 minutes until she quits. She usually quits around dark. So she should be quitting here in about probably 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go up there and help her. Looks like she's picking something up there. Isn't it amazing, guys? 91 years old and she's up in her garden, and it's not way outside her yard either. She's got to walk up a pretty big hill through a pasture that's uneven. It's honestly really amazing, guys. And that's exactly why I'm doing this, because there's only so many years that I will have with her, and honestly, who knows? Could be days, could be months, could be years. I pray to God that it's years, but you never know when the good Lord wants to call you home. So therefore you got to make the most out of every day with them, with everybody, honestly. See, got cow trails up here, and it's a pretty good hike to get up to her garden. She's had this for about 50 years, 60 years. Yeah, dying down nicely. Need any help at all?
I didn't know you were here.
Oh, I didn't come till after work, so probably 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Oh.
Yep. What all do you have in here? Onions, potatoes?
Well, I do this, I kind of go, yeah, I got onions there, then potatoes over there, and
Do you want any help with that? I can come up and help on Sunday.
Oh. I think we should be okay.
You sure? I'd like
Yeah,
to.
I'm not in a real hurry of getting it in because I do it as I go along.
Yep. I can get it.
And then put the string over the top. I didn't work out here today. I can't work in the wind when it's real windy.
Yeah, it was really windy today.
I get allergies in my eyes so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wasn't up here spraying today, because it was so windy.
That's true. That is true.
So I got good news and bad news, guys. Good news is I think I figured out what was wrong with the sprayer. Had an O-ring that I think now I'm connecting the dots, because you guys remember I had a couple plugged nozzles on that spray pipe earlier in the year. There goes Eva Hearts. Well, I think it's because that O-ring we didn't put it on right when we put that new pipe on. So that's great. Want to know the bad news? I dropped our entire O-ring kit. Didn't realize that the two halves weren't together. So one half went this way, one half went this way. I caught that this one, and then this one went, but bang. I need this meme, you know, everything's fine. Just everything's fine and everything's on fire around him. That's how I feel right now. I'll take a break from that mind-numbing task to try and find the right O-ring. There we go. That's what I'm missing right there. Now can I get this pipe slung in? Finally! Good riddance. Well, at least I know my parents maybe play the shape game. Wow, that was bad though. You know, like you put the square in the square hole and the star in the star hole. You get the game. But yeah, that was fun. That was very, very fun. And by fun, I mean nothing. So I'm gonna go in and grab a bite to eat before it gets too late for Grandma. And Kurt and I are gonna come back here and work on that sprayer, get that all done, fold it up, put away for a big day tomorrow and a big weekend, because I'm gonna be up here all weekend spraying, try to get ahead. Wind will be calm, sun will be hot, it'll be hot in the air. I'll be able to get spraying by probably 11 o'clock each day. Not gonna spray too early because it's gonna get a little cold, like in the mid 40s, but it'll work. So let's go ahead and grab a bite to eat with Grandma. And tell you what though, guys, that was pretty fun. I need to go garden with my Grandma more. She's not gonna be around for, like I said, for much longer, so I don't know anything, but I'm just saying. You just never know when today will be your last. So I want to try and garden with her this year. 5 days, that's my goal. Delicious. Always good meals from Grandma. I don't care if I gain 50 pounds. It's worth it because her cooking is so good. So now we're gonna go ahead and keep working on the sprayer. Try to finish that up here in the next 20 minutes before it gets too dark. But before we do that, let's go take a look at that carnage on the Cat Challenger. So basically, story is, we bought that thing brand new in 2008, 2007, somewhere around there. We put about 2,500 hours on it. Pretty low hour for its age, being a beautiful sunset tonight. But the problem is the tracks are getting worn. More weathered than worn, but it's just started cracking out. So I'll show you guys that here in a second. But the tracks are shot. I'm just gonna be blunt, they're shot. So the lugs, they've been wearing out these last couple of years, but now we're starting to see crack, crack, crack. And the worst part, crack underneath. That is not good. Missing a guide lug. I don't know, this track is shot and so is the other one. Oh, unfortunately, that's gonna be a $20,000 to $40,000 bill. I know it's not gonna be cheap. I'm afraid to ask how much. That's gonna be interesting to see what we do there. If we're just gonna fix it, if we're gonna trade it, who knows? I think we'll fix it, or at least put a new track on it. So we got the spray pipe fixed. Just got an O-ring put on there and pipe dope on. So now Kurt's gonna go take the loader tractor and go help Nathan finish bedding all those cattle. I'm gonna finish this sprayer. I just gotta zip tie all these loose harnesses that I see, like this guy. Fold it back up, grease the ones that I missed, and then probably call her good. Fold it up, put fuel in, call her done for the night. And while I'm here, I notice some blue right here on this guy. You look out, this definitely had some hydraulic oil leakage. It's definitely coming from right here, so let's go grab a crescent wrench and a pipe wrench. Get that fixed. Then we can fold it up and put it away. I'm just finding all sorts of issues, which is good, I suppose. Find it now as opposed to when I'm running. Oh, about to kill myself over tape. Well, guys, it's been a fun day. Minus the O-ring debacle, but that's minor details. We're getting a lot done. Pat's still slamming cord in the ground. Just kind of sucks that we got found that track pretty much done. Looking for this guy. It's in the back of that pickup. Oh, well. For you tomorrow, roundup. We'll be having a big day tomorrow. Big, big day. See if I can get this fitting all tightened up. See if it turns any. I'm guessing it will, just because I guess you can tell it's been leaking. Not a lot, but it's been leaking some. Oh, wow. That is almost spot on. I got the second guy just for a brace. Is it an O-ring or? Oh, she's tight. That's all I know. Oh, she ain't budging. I don't know. I'll fire it up and we'll see what happens. I don't know what to think. I'll leave you guys here. You be the judge. Guess you guys really couldn't see anything because I raised the boom up. Whoops. She's not leaking right now, but that doesn't surprise me because these are two drive motors essentially. So maybe it only leaks when you're driving? I don't know. You got a little bit of a leak there too. Yeah, at some point it's an older sprayer, so it's gonna leak. It's 10 years old. Nubby, what's up, buddy? Okay, bye. So there are 3 grease certs I still couldn't get. Talk to Pat and see what he wants to do about that in the morning. Now I think it's time for me to go ahead and shut things down and head home. Clean things up, I should add as well. You always should put your tools back where you found them. There goes Nathan. Also, how does a bird poop right there? Ask me how happy I am about that. Not. Fueled up. Let's go take this guy, put her in the ship tonight and head home. It's gonna be a long day for me tomorrow. Guten Nacht, bud. Got enough room for the quad to get in here. Perfect. Still mad about that Zerk, and that Zerk, but what do you do? So I'm gonna pack her in and call her a night, guys. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. We're gonna get a lot done. We're gonna get almost done planting corn. Cross our fingers, with any luck, we will get done planting by Sunday. I doubt we'll get done Sunday, so we're gonna shoot for Monday. Let's be realistic here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, stay safe, and of course, a ta-ta, a fa-na.